Hi and welcome to Artizán. This is the third episode of Gear, and we've got an Epiphone Sheraton II Andrew J. Shepard signature model. That's one of a kind. I've made a customized layout for this. The body and guitar has been assembled in the Semic factory in Indonesia in 2017, so it's a 2017 guitar. I bought it second-hand and customized it to my liking. This has splittable humbuckers, Epiphone ProBuckers in here, I think, ProBuckers they call it. I've replaced the bridge with the TP6 tailpiece, and I've got push-pull pots for the volume, for the bridge, and volume for the neck. However, they don't necessarily function as volume knobs, and I'll explain it a bit more in detail. I've moved the input jack that's now onto the side. I drilled a hole in here. The input jack is coming out here. It used to be coming from here. This is a Veritone switch. I've taken the capacitors from a 1970s Soviet transistor radio that will give me some unique voicings in these positions. I'll explain it further. What I've done also is both of these pickups, one of the coils can be wound down to single coils. Whichever position I'm in, I can take off the slug coil, the slave coil, and leave just the slug coil on, which comes in handy. And this, believe it or not, doesn't do anything. My original layout was push-pull for humbucker in series, and push humbucker series, pull humbucker in parallel, which is not a splittable thing because I can split the coils separately here. So what I've done here is I wired it up as teeny signing, so the parallel humbucker that's almost like a single coil but it's not, or a normal humbucker. And yes, of course, it goes down to infinity zero. But from a distorted sound, I'll get quite a nice range, and this is really good. If I put some volume on it, the tone, sorry. It's a nice jazz guitar. Now, let me just go through all of these. But before that, I have a little jam set up. It's one of my own songs, Le Petit Mort, in French. I think it's good to jam with. So what I'll do, is I set up a nice I'll talk about the bridge tone in a minute. I think. Let me just jam on this first. I'll take the microphone off. Okay, so here we go. This, whilst I was speaking, my tone shifted a quarter note down, so I'm gonna leave this in there, but it sounded absolutely horrible. I was a quarter tone out of tune. The track that I tuned to before I started making the video was exactly correct, and whilst I was talking, the strings that I had here shrank. So once again, it's a good community notice to point out, chaps, always stay in the same room as the guitar for at least half an hour, because the guitar needs to acclimatize itself. I took this guitar from upstairs and I thought I tuned it up. I took an extra 15 minutes doing like tuning everything up. Meant nothing whatsoever. But that doesn't deter us from making content. And let me just sorry about the ear piercing or off notes. I tried to bend the notes so that it doesn't induce dread and improvised accordingly. It's absolutely horrible if you have to have this situation in a live setting. I try to put a brave face on it, and yeah, well, I'll watch this video back. I'll leave it in there for anybody who's struggling with confidence, how you should handle a situation like this. You can see my face distort a little bit, I think. We'll see. Okay, I used to wire this. I used to wire this to be a tone, to be just an absolute simple tone. I think it's a 22 picofarad or microfarad tone capacitor that is in all standard guitars. I think I've seen something dangling in here, so one wire was loose. So I took this apart and put it back. I soldered it back. It did not do anything with that. Like this is dead. Like this is just a placeholder. It's just for show now. It used to be before, but back in the day, it used to be a tone port, and now I don't know what's going on with it. And as I assembled it back together, this port has changed. I think, you know, I tried to squeeze it one way or the other, or some connection happened. That instead of the neck pickup being a volume now, it's not a volume. What it does, and I seriously don't know, I don't want to touch this anymore, but I want to document it, what's happening here. What this does is, imagine it actually changes the polarity of the two coils in here in a 360 degree circle. So it will be series going into parallel and coming back to series to the other side, the other pole. So minus series, parallel, plus series. What that means is it's almost like a Peter Green mod, where I can put these out of phase with this pickup, out of phase with this one, but only when I turn it down to like series. Other than that, it's functioning as parallel. And I don't know what I'm doing here, but this kind of seemed to be working both in a pushed and a pulled setting, although it's a different sound. And I think it's just the polarity changes for both humbucker normal and the series normal. So let me just show it to you how this works. I put everything in all the coils on a max. This is now the humbucker position. Here, this is at 0. So I shouldn't have sound in here, but I do, which I don't know how this happened, because this was wired up as a push-pull to have series humbucker, pulled it for parallel humbucker, and then a volume 0 to 10. 0 means nothing, and then you roll it up for more gain. So 1.5, 2 would be a nice little something like this. Just when it breaks, we love that. And now my tuning is off again. So what I do is I fix that whilst I'm talking. But so by some fluke of nature, I have this crazy pot, which is, I left it because I absolutely love the idea that you can do this with a guitar. Not many people do that. And I show it to you the best I can. It's all over the place, this tuning. Now instead of struggling with ear tuning, I'm going to use a little tuner here. Bear with me, it's good, at least you don't you're escaping your own life, and you're a guest in mine, I guess. So yeah, you just heard me tune. I'm going for value, and you have to wait for it. You can go skip in the video, but I think the best effect you get is just let it run in the background, and yeah, I will drop some truth nuggets regards to this as well. So yeah, this is a very unique. It's an even more unique wiring that what I could think of. So what happens with this neck pickup? I turn it up. That's 10. Now it's 8. Now it's 6. 4. 2. 0. Not much of a difference, but let me push it down. It was pulled. That's quite nice. That's 2, 4, 6. Oh, something's happening. Okay, this has like a curvature, but like it doesn't happen in a middle position, the 5. It happens around, for the humbucker, it happens around about 75, 80, so between 7 and 8. And for the push, well, for the pull parallel, it happens around about 25, 30. It's very interesting. That's the sweet spot. Everybody's looking for the sweet spot. Guitarists look for a sweet spot. That's good. This kind of still sounds like a humbucker, this. But this, thinny. I'm going back to. So this is the best demonstration here. This is, let's just say, this is the positive humbucker. This is the negative humbucker. And this is just the direction the electricity going through the coils. So direction goes this way and goes out that way. And if I turn it up, it comes back here this way and sends it back to where we started it the first place. So it just reverses the flow of the electrons in the wires. So I get the same sound here than I do at 10, same as 10, same tone, 0, similar. Well, let me just show you something. This is the bridge. It's going in tuning. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, bridge. Let's talk about the bridge. The bridge was a normal thing. This is a humbucker. I have a capacitor to kind of filter out the higher notes, so as I roll it down, it's pretty much like a humbucker. If I put it into parallel, I'll pull up. So I pulled up this. It's a sharper tone. I love it because it has less noise, the Coil, and it has a tinny sound similar to single coils. Roll it down. Yeah, so this comes in handy that it's a normal volume, because I can, when I'm blending these, I can have lower volume still, even though my neck volume doesn't function the way it should be. It's responsible for polarity action. It's twisting the humbuckers into all sorts of different polarities. Okay, let's just let me see the next feature. This is a humbucker bridge setting. I've got this here. This will take away one of the coils. So, demonstrating it on full power, it's a humbucker. Rolling it down to single coil. Roll it down. And that's now in parallel. Yes! Okay. Wow. Now that I listened to it, I found even something more. The tone pot that I wired to the bridge pickup does work, but it only works on the slave coil. Just like I've done with the other. Do you remember that? If you watched my Gibson Les Paul Custom video, I've done on the Gibson Les Paul Custom, I've done this classic spinner split where I gradually roll down this coil here and leave this exposed only. And he has fantastic thing. Oh yeah, and as soon as I turn it down a little, the tone brightens up and tone loses its authority, sort of. So very interesting. With this one, I've just found out, now that I'm listening to this position, because I'm never in this position that often, this that's the tone turned all the way down to 0. So it's quite a muffly sound. a bit of a difference, not much, but I can hear it. Yeah, but comes quite prominent if you turn off one of the coils. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. This is the single coil, actually. Sorry about that. So, if I turn it up, so you can hear that. Single coil, the noise. Can you hear the noise? Turn it up to be humbucker. Single coil, humbucker. Single coil, humbucker. And tone brightens up in single coil mode. Just with the Les Paul, just like the Les Paul, just like with the Les Paul, if I may express myself correctly in English. Thank you very much. So. Yeah, you can hear it the most through parallel setting. So this is pulled and the tone rolled down to 0. So my favorite position will be 0 on this one. Love it. Okay. The reason why I like to have options is so I can dial it in and have just the basic setting and I can forget about that. So I can possibly play a whole gig with just one setting and I don't have to dial these up. I know Santana keeps touching the thing and, you know, sometimes it's good, but sometimes if you dial it in, you just want to concentrate on playing. So what I want, and I think every guitarist wants this, is a tone that is malleable to your action. So. Very, very clean. All day long. But at the flick of a switch, I can go. Anywho. Okay. I think that's a nice clean sound. I'm going to show you after the navigation I'm going to show you the baritone switch. This position is clean. I mean, no capacitors are in the circuit. It doesn't put any load on the system. The pickups go straight to the jack. Okay, after that shebang, They don't go through capacitors anymore, they go straight through the jack. This first one is a very interesting one because it interacts between the two capacitors in the bridge. I've got a capacitor, remember, to filter out the highs, to filter out the lows and keep the highs, okay? This one, this first one is a weak capacitor. We should do the least amount of deeper tone. But what happened is, because of these two capacitors are in action, there's a certain dissonance between the two. So I get like this almost two-tone kind of thing here, and a lot of noise. That's my normal setting. This noise. That works on higher volumes better. Let me just see. This. Not too bad, but it's without the capacitors. It's with. Okay. Now, just this capacitor is crazy. So, okay. Yeah, this one is quite nice. Still not as creamy as the later ones after this, but I really liked it with a humbucker tone. Once again, it's without. It's my favorite setting, the 5th setting. So first is neutral, first, second, third and 4th setting, sorry. That's my favorite, the 4th. Let's see. Fourth, and this is the 5th. That's really creamy. I absolutely love this. Okay, and then you can roll down your. So let's just stay in position 4 to not get too complicated. But it's got a myriad of sounds. This one already. What I wanted to touch up on is what I'm going to use, which is the middle position. I want to use all of these babies, and I have to use it, so I'm actually forced to do it, which is a blessing from the skies, because this is by itself quite an aggressive tone. And you remember I've got this. You hear that? That's when I'm out of phase with the other pickup. I'm hoping. That's when I'm out of phase with this pickup. it's got a kooky sound. I love it. How about this? With the two pickups, with both of these pickups engaged, I can now... You hear that? That's humbucker. Like normal. Yeah, but... It thins out so nicely. And the reason why it's interesting is because you can do this with a volume. Like, okay, it's a volume. That's not a volume. This is not a volume at this point. This is a phasing potentiometer now. And it's absolutely fantastic because you can have different switchings and get a thin sound. Like, I found a sound that's so nice, like an acoustic guitar in this. We'll show it to you on a clean channel, but with this, see, humbucker, but out of phase. Wait, oh, how was that? The ocean, huh? Okay, so anyhow. It's only thin at round about the 25th, 30th percent. Now, I'll pull this up. See what happens. 0. Ooh. Oh, sounds so good. Moving back to the other polarity side. So it's a 360. It's wonderful. Okay, let me just show you this. You hear that? That's the distorted. And if I go... Oh no, it's okay, sorry, because I was doing this the other day. Let me just see. I switched to a different clean sound because I wanted to show it to you this way. So that's my parallel. No tone. Bridge. That's my serious bridge. Here I don't have a tone, but I do have a full power, the full power of a humbucker. That's the minus polarity side. Then we go to the same, but as you remember before, I have said I'm reversing the flow of the electrons. In a system like this, where you have a positive and a negative end, and it goes through coils, it doesn't matter which way you put it. You take a hairdryer, you plug it in the wall, it works. You take it out, twist it 180 and put it back in the wall, it works. So, but the polarity is different. And here, the polarity is not so defined, so that's the reason why the sound thins out. Thick, thin, thick again, thin, and I just rolled it up. So 0 and 10 is nice and creamy, tinny in the middle, and I absolutely love this because it works both on humbucker. Now I'm at 5. I love this guitar so much. And I pull up, and that's gonna be the same polarity game with the humbucker in parallel, not series. So it's a thinner sound, and it still does the same cycle of guarding around the direction of the electrons into a different path and everything in between, which that's the reason why I love spinner split and all that stuff, all this wiring. I don't have anything up on the screen because I even don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to sit down and maybe do a follow-up episode. If you guys liked it, write in the comments, follow the channel, like and subscribe and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I might gonna do, for my own sake, the wiring diagram for the Andrew J. Shepard signature Epiphone Sheraton II. You never know, if things don't go well, I might become famous and they're gonna have to sell a couple of thousands of units of something like this. But never mind, maybe I don't. So either way, you know, like Reverend Mari says, it's a blessing that somebody stabbed me in the eye. So you don't know what is good for you. Woo! Okay, so we're almost finished with this. Now I'd like to go, and we'll stay in a clean. I'll wrap up soon, but if I haven't bothered you, I'm not going to bore you now, so stick around. That's like so 50s. Beach Boys. Instantly it's like, I love this, and that's why you want to have this in your guitar, because you can go so I can go from like this Rickenbacker old vintage John Lennon-esque sounding thing to like a full-blown B.B. King. and at the thinnest point let me see how this sounds like with there you go. Let me just jam on this a bit more. I'm still out of tune. Anyhow, this is a song I wrote. I'm still a quarter note down now. The funniest thing is, like, I'm not gonna rectify this now because I have to retune the guitar, so let's forget about this song. Listen to it, I'll leave it in the comments section. It's some of my instrumental songs I would highly recommend for any guitarist practice. Let's go look these up because they're really good for guitar solos. They are written for a good guitar solo. So once you actually have an instrument that's in tune and you're not recording a live video and you don't want to bore your audience by tuning up every 10 minutes, you can go ahead and jam on this. I can't because I'm thanking the heavens for this not to be all over the place tuning wise, and this guitar has been really good. And look, I have made my adjustments for the nut. Okay, so the nut is also, you see that chunky E string. I love that. I wanted to have that, so it's specifically an extra chunky E string. But yes, everything is calibrated, intonated the way I like, and despite the crazy headstock, the strings are pulling outwards because I've adjusted the nut. It's not posing any significant problems in in the tuning stability of this guitar. But because I came down to the cellar to shoot this video for you guys, I'm just, yeah, I had to do that. And yeah, I think I really don't like to edit these, so I like to wanna project as much real life into online space as I can. So if I'm not out in real life, I'd like to be as authentic as I can. So yeah, please forgive me. Anyhow, coming back to this one, I'm at another setting. So there's a lot of tone. I try to find another tone. I'm gonna bring it back to the Sheraton. I specifically alchemied this tone out for this specific guitar. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. This was Andrew Shepherd's with his signature guitar from the channel Artizán. Please follow us. This is a several years long journey along the way. I'm trying to build a community, so if anybody is in Hungary or abroad, has interest in music, Hungarian culture, European culture, old European culture, fun, laughs, parental advice. I'm not sure I'm going to make this a parental advice channel, but I'm a dad of 2 young daughters. I've got fraternal twins, past 2 years of age now. Lovely girls, really talented, 2 little Mary Poppinses. And yeah, I'm new here. I live in Kecskemét in Hungary, as you know. So things are unfolding through the by the minute. Let's just say things are unfolding by the minute, and I'm looking forward to what I'll be able to achieve in about 10 years. So I'll see how far I can take this channel and this Artizán community in Hungary and around the world by 2035. Until then, join me, because life is too boring if you don't do shit. So let's start doing shit. That means let's do singing, dancing, getting together with the right people, okay? And I talk about everybody who's interested in high culture, but it's not the so good high culture. Let me just say that. I don't wanna get too political here or any kind of that. But fake culture or artificial culture, you have seen enough. Artificial culture, you find 99% of artificial culture is on TikTok. One of the reasons why I haven't even bothered to put anything on TikTok anymore. So, try to keep it light, try to keep it neat, and try to give you value. So, how to navigate with your life and what to do, what not to do, whenever to choose what's your heart's desire or not. It's going to be an interesting journey. I'm constantly working on something, like this is my next project. I promised myself, like, I'm gonna have to get out in Kecskemét to do some work, but once that is done, I'm going to make this a reality. I have, since we're at it now, I have a magnetic, well, this is all magnetic. I have a humbucker that has a ceramic magnet in here, ceramic magnet, you could call it. So I want to move this pickup into this position. I'll take the face off and put it somewhere else. I'm gonna put this in here. Oh yeah, well, this is not helping me. So anyhow, small space. So upcoming gear videos will feature that craziness as well, and I want to do that in a way that I'll have a master volume up here, and I'll have a switch down here, maybe another one, and maybe another one. So maybe the three pickups can be selected separately and in any possible shape and form. And once again, do the good old Papa Andrews, good old Mr. Shepherd's spinner split. And that's, I think, I have not seen, but you know, one of the things I love about spinner split is that you can get from 0 to, that's like, at least the power chord should be in tune. So 0, max, really. I mean, you can turn it all the way up, but if you bring it down, it takes like a really tiny incremental stuff. It's not for bouncy stage performances, but if you can hear the buzz, but it's almost clean, and then I've fallen in between two strings. Okay, I'm absolutely out of tune. I shouldn't have played anymore. All the best, God bless, and see you next time. Like and subscribe, doodah.